Okay, so the title, the Blasio, this is Nycha Tenants. Tenants fighting for their means of survival, their sanctity, and just a decent place to live got dissed by de Blasio. I mean, the man wouldn't even take a minute to acknowledge them, if nothing else. The same mayor, mind you, who encourages protesting and fighting for your rights. So, without further ado, please allow me to share with you this flip flopping done by de Blasio.
Saying it doesn't provide basic necessities and secure housing. The mayor walked into City Hall moments before a group of tenant leaders announced the lawsuit near the City Hall steps. The group's lawyers say Nycha fails tenants despite its multi-billion-dollar budget. They call the agency the greatest slumlord in the country. 400,000 people live in Nycha housing.
Mayor de Blasio ran his campaign on the tale of two cities, but his administration has completely forgotten about New York City's poorest members.
Rent-paying tenants are forced to live in squalid conditions, including toxic lead, toxic mold, a lack of heat and hot water.
A Nycha spokesperson says despite briefing the tenant group several times on lead, heat, and mold, they say this is the first time they've raised concerns as a collective group.
Okay, so here you have him. Basically, the city's response was that they didn't. He didn't basically set his affections on this one group because it wouldn't be fair to like limit his time to them when there are so many people, who live in Nycha housing, and he wasn't able to address all of them. And basically, this is the first time that these people have the tenants have addressed the city as a group, as if to say all of the individual complaints that they received wasn't enough. And that was the reason that they gave them. Let me share my screen with you again because de Blasio has a habit of dissing New Yorkers. 75% of New Yorkers who voted for him. I was in the 25% because I did not vote for this man. But let me show you what he does and how he really feels about New Yorkers.
The timing of a broken clock, Mayor de Blasio jetted off to Germany, dissing the NYPD by skipping the swearing in of a new recruit class.
And to faithfully discharge my duties.
Where it was left to NYPD brass, not the city's chief executive, to calm fears only hours after the assassination of a cop, Officer Mio Sotis Familia. On top of that, the mayor carefully hid his overseas plans, announcing them only 90 minutes before his flight left Newark. Today, during his regular Ask the Mayor radio show from Hamburg, Germany, he admitted he got the invite some 2 weeks ago.
The announcement of the trip was going to be a few days earlier in the week, and then, of course, we had the horrible shooting of Officer Familia, and it was important to focus on that.
The mayor.
Okay, there's no need to go on. Let me stop sharing. Yeah, so in the time of need, Officer Familia, rest in peace to that officer. God bless her family. In the time of need, you had new officers coming in, and you had this officer being murdered. De Blasio felt it was better for him to, go off to the G20 summit. And the G20 summit is nothing basically but just a place for rich bankers to gather with politicians and for them to do backdoor deals. So that's why he went there. I guess I should say that he participated in some type of protest, but does it matter that he participated in a protest in Germany when New Yorkers were suffering? And this is what this guy does. The last video that I want to share with you is just to show that it's very important to have a political education. It's very important to know who you're voting for or whatever. Like I said, 75% of New Yorkers voted for this man. And those people that live in the projects, they voted for de Blasio. A lot of these officers, they voted for de Blasio. And he doesn't even care about them. But let's just to see the hypocrisy in this man. I just want to share this last video with you. It would do that for the most important video. I see two people were in there. Shout out to y'all. I can't see y'all because I don't have my other screen open. But when I do live streams, I usually just do them just to like prove a point or without having to edit a lot.
Democracy looks like. Show me what it looks like. That's right. And now to tell us a little bit more about what democracy looks like in a democracy, I'm proud to introduce the mayor of the city of New York and the first lady, Mayor Bill de Blasio and Shirlane McCray. All right.
Thank you, Donna. Everyone at the Civil Liberties Union, everyone at Planned Parenthood, all the organizations, all the activists who are here. We celebrate the anniversary of the single greatest protest in the history of the United States of America. And that protest was only a beginning. Remember that. January 21st, 2017 was the beginning of a bigger movement for change, a bigger movement to protect the rights of women and to create a fair and just society. That's what began. Today, we continue it. And what a painful and powerful backdrop to have this march, which represents everything good in this country, occurring on the same day that our government is shut down because of everything wrong in this country. Just a quick message for the president. President Trump, as you sow, so shall you reap.
Yeah, I hear that.
Is a result of division and hatred that you created, of racism and sexism that you fomented. You cannot lead a nation forward by dividing it. But luckily, the people have a different idea. The people will take matters into our own hands. When the government fails you, do it yourself, brothers and sisters. And sisters and brothers.
Okay, that was enough for me. I can't take no more of that nonsense right there. But you see what I mean? See, when it suits his career, it's okay to protest, sisters and brothers and sisters. You should be out there and protest. That's right. Get out there. He even came out there and walked a couple of blocks with them or whatever. But it's okay to protest as long as you're not a black, Latino, or poor white or Asian that lives in the projects. It's okay to protest because we saw how he viewed the protesters when they were out there fighting for their rights when the government is not listening to him, like he just said. Okay, so de Blasio, I don't know him personally. It's not to attack him personally, but it's just to show that he really doesn't care about New Yorkers at all. He doesn't care about it all. He's posturing to run for president, so he's getting himself ready for that. So I hope everybody learned the lesson, especially New Yorkers. I really hope that they learned a lesson about how to vote. On theissues.org, please use that website. Please share that website. It's important that you share that website so you stop voting against yourself. Okay, so have a good day. Thanks for stopping by. I like to spread awareness, spark conversations, create change. Thank you.